What can you share with our listeners, our tribe, about what you want them to know going forward about generations, the workforce, kind of an open ended? I'd love to hear what it is that you're chomping at the bit to provide to people that's going to make a difference for them.
Well, I will say that every generation sees the world through a different lens, much like growing up in a different country gives you the ability to look at the world through a different lens. And the one thing that is so important for us to remember is that even if people see the world in a different way, it's up to us to put in the time and effort to better understand how that person's framework works. What is their view of the world so we can better meet them where they're at. That's what the best managers do. It's what the best leaders do. If we think about this in the frame of recognition, if you're recognizing everyone the same way, you're going to be putting some people in some uncomfortable spots. Some people love being in the
Yeah.
spotlight. Others would prefer just a quiet note that says, "Thank you so much. You did excellent today." Right. So if we aren't showing up and better understanding who our people are and what they're craving, regardless of their generation, regardless of our preconceived notions about their generation, of being so careful not to share any generalizations, because while statistics can be helpful, they don't necessarily speak to your employees or your team members. So we just have to put in that time and effort to really get to know our people, how they want to be recognized, how they want to be celebrated, and importantly, what kind of support they need. As long as they see that, we're going to see that we're elevating the trust and rapport that we have with them, and those people will stick around for a really long time.
Acknowledgement I've always felt is a creative act. And in a cynical, resigned world, a lot of people, when they receive acknowledgement, they're like, what does Shane want or what does Seth want? And it requires, a real creativity, and there has to be the relationship there. But you're right. Some people want the note, some people want it in another form, which, if we can bring it full circle, only speaks to why that human element, that human intelligence is just so much more valuable, because a chat bot, as much as you can feed it and give it direction, doesn't have that human element to it. So I think that your message that you just gave is important and impactful. And just thank you for, taking the time to think of something so worthwhile for our listeners.